Right, I want to take you now to the Eastern Cape. Andile Lungisa will apply to have his bail conditions extended in the Grahamstown High Court in Makhanda. Last week, the Supreme Court of Appeal dismissed his appeal to have his 2-year imprisonment sentence reduced or converted to correctional supervision. Lungisa was convicted and sentenced for assault with the intent to do grievous bodily harm for hitting DA Councillor Ryno Kayser over the head with a glass jar during a council meeting in 2016. I want to bring in now our reporter Mcebisi Ngqina at Grahamstown High Court in Makhanda. Mcebisi, thank you very much indeed for coming through. So talk to us about this appearance and what the chances of Andile Lungisa having his bail extended.
Thank you so much, Blaine. If you remember, it's supposed to be a D-Day today for the Nelson Mandela Bay Councillor and the former ANC Youth League Deputy President Andile Lungisa to hand himself over to the correctional services officials. Last week, as you rightly said that in that intro, that his appeal was dismissed by the Supreme Court of Appeals in Bloemfontein. But yesterday, we saw his legal team going to the Constitutional Court to file papers, but we are still not sure whether those papers were filed yesterday, because we've heard rumors that they will probably file those papers today to have that to appeal that judgment of the Supreme Court of Appeals, where Andile Lungisa wanted his 2-year prison sentence to be reduced or converted to correctional supervision. But today he's also expected to appear right here just behind me in this High Court, where he's expected to file papers to have his bail conditions extended. If you remember, some of those conditions in that bail, in his bail condition, was that he must report to the Kabeka police station on Monday and Friday between 8 and 3 in Nelson Mandela Bay, and also secondly to hand over his passport to the authorities to make sure that it does not leave the country, and thirdly, as soon as the ruling is made in his appeal, he must also report to the court clerk within 7 days. The Supreme Court of Appeals handed down that ruling that was last week, so that 7 days is the last day today. It's supposed to elapse, but it seems like now it's all in the Constitutional Court for Andile Lungisa. It will decide his fate, but it's still unclear whether the Constitutional Court will hear that matter. As you know, his matter is regarded as a criminal case, unless if there's any constitutional matter involved in that case, then the Constitutional Court will have to decide whether that matter will be heard there. It's expected probably the Constitutional Court will make that decision within 5 working days starting from today. But for now, you know that this is not only just the legal battle that Andile Lungisa is facing here or fighting. Last week, if you remember very well, the PEC in the province also wrote a letter to him directing him to step down as the councillor and also a leader of Ward 2 branch in Nelson Mandela Bay. But Lungisa seems so defiant that he's saying that he's not going to step down as the councillor. He has already stepped down as the member of the mayoral committee member in Nelson Mandela Bay for infrastructure. But he's saying that he said that he's going to also to write to the Secretary General of the ANC, Ace Makhashule, to give him guidance whether to take this case. In his argument, he was saying that he's not facing corruption charges, as the NEC resolution saying that anyone that is facing criminal charges must step aside. But Andile Lungisa saying that his case is unique, as according to him it happened in a political environment where he hit or smashed a glass jug into the forehead of DA Councillor Ryno Kayser in 2016 and was sentenced to effective 2 years in prison with 3 years in prison with 1 year suspended. In that sentence, back to you in studio.
Mcebisi, so just clarify for us in terms of his status within the ANC. Has the ANC in the province suspended him, or have they asked him to step aside? What's the latest with regard to that?
In that letter, it was threefold. The first one is what for him to resign as the Nelson Mandela councillor, and secondly to resign as the branch leader of Ward 2 in Nelson Mandela Bay, and thirdly they also want to temporarily suspend his suspension. But Andile Lungisa is saying that there is no way that they could actually suspend his suspension. If you remember very well now, the argument that the ANC is using for suspending was saying that although Lungisa is appealing, he's not appealing the conviction, but is appealing the 2-year sentence, of which he wants to be converted or reduced to or converted to correctional supervision or reduced that sentence. So that's why he's saying that he's not going to resign. For now, we know that he has returned to the top structures of the ANC, including the NEC and also the PEC in the province. But for now, he remains as the councillor, as he has not tendered his resignation letter in Nelson Mandela Bay, which is supposed to be received by the Speaker and also to be forwarded to the city manager of Nelson Mandela Bay.
So, just to sum up, the Supreme Court of Appeal has dismissed his appeal. He's now approaching the Constitutional Court. Talk to us about the support he has gained so far, because I see reportedly some former ANC Youth League leaders have launched a Justice for Andile Lungisa campaign. Talk to us about some of the support he's garnered over the past couple of months.
Yes, it's not even a couple of months, but it was the argument that Andile Lungisa was saying that the support has actually faded away, because he was saying that the ANC used to support him when he was still during the trial of his case in the regional court, where he was even given a lawyer, was appointed by the ANC to represent him. But up until now, that is saying that that support has faded away. But luckily, on Sunday, we saw a statement that was released by the former leaders in the provinces and also some former NEC members of the ANC Youth League, saying that they will support Andile Lungisa right through, starting with when he filed those papers yesterday in the Constitutional Court. We're also expecting those members to descend here outside this Grahamstown Regional High Court today.
What time, Mcebisi, is he expected to appear at court?
The time that I was expected is around 9:30, but so far we haven't seen any people or ANC Youth League members outside the court, but he's expected to be here soon at any time starting from now.
Mcebisi Ngqina, thank you very much indeed for your reporting, sir. We'll catch up with you a little later on when court proceedings start. Well, workers at